Hello everybody, it's Nick here, and we are going to do our Forex Outlook and look for some setups and signals soon in the right area, of course, like always. But before we start, I just want to address one issue. Some people are trying to contact me through our contact form on the website, spartantraderfx.com. And if you don't leave your right email or you spell it wrong, then when I reply, of course, you don't get my answer or my reply to you, of course. And what happens, people send me 2, 3 emails asking why I don't reply, why I don't answer their questions, but I actually do. Just the problem is I get always a message telling me that the email is wrong, so of course you don't get my reply. And I have 3 names are trying to contact me here, and they won't get my reply, of course, because of that issue. First name is, let me check for you, give me a second, Rita Korovina. She had a question about a course, so if you listen to this, Rita, please send me an email again, but make sure you write, you spell your email correctly in the contact form. Okay, the second person is James Arrow, and also trying to contact me. And then it's William, no, sorry, William, I don't know if I said correctly here, Bilmer, sorry, yeah, Bilmer. Sorry if I said wrong. So these 3, those guys are trying to reach me. Please, as I said, just write your email correctly into the contact form, and then when I reply, you will get the answer. Okay? Let's start. First of all, the Euro GBP. We start with this pair because price hit major resistance 2 weeks ago, and if we check the daily chart, you'll see horizontal resistance, trend line, 200 EMA, all our resistance areas up here. Price bounced as expected and reached the middle of this kind of range, right? Because this is really here not a range on the downside, it's a downtrend, but you have a higher low, and if you extend your line at the correct place, you'll see it moved down after the bounce about 100 something points, and it could move another 60, 70 or even more before it's reacting. But the price did not go there immediately. It stopped here, and of course all the bounce traders know what to do, taking out most of the profits down here. And as long as this line is holding, you have to stay in there. But down here, just to make that clear, you can draw a horizontal support line because you have a lot of touches, but it is an area between between support and resistance. Yes, we have support also there, but it's exactly in the middle of more support and resistance up here. And these are areas I personally and most of our members don't like to trade. We want to see the price going to a very, very powerful area of support, which in this case would be the lows and the possible support line here if the price starts spiking. So for new setups, we want the price to reach this area or this area. Now the combination of both horizontal and trend line, or we want to see, of course, a break and setups over there, or we want to see the price coming back to support. And if the price doesn't do that in between, we are not interested, and that goes for all the trades on all pairs, right? So just to answer this question, because I received an email, that's what we do and how we do it basically. Yeah, and if you are members, you know what I mean exactly. But everybody else, still keep in mind that this and this area is the area where you want to look for bounces or breaks and following setups. Now the Euro US dollar, again, still pointing down. We have this small range in the downtrend. Price couldn't break 123 whatever 50, and it's squeezed now between our major resistance line and support. And now after the bounce, you see it bounced again. You can check this also on the 4-hourly chart for more details. It bounced again. What a surprise, right? Because it's a very powerful line, and of course we expect bounces in this area as long as the trend is strong. Now that the price moved already a little bit, about 100 points, and it's playing around here again, this is not an area for setups. We want to see the price breaking this, ideally, if it's not bouncing anymore, and we need setups over there, ideally higher highs, to look for longs and trade a bigger retracement, going for much more on the weekly chart, trying to target the previous lows from 2013. And if that's not happening, then we are looking for either bounces or breaks of support in this area to target the next support at 121.50. USD Canadian dollar still pushing up. It's a very, very powerful swing long trend here, and everything we do has to be based on longs so far, even if the price at some point looked like it wanted to change. Look, we had our first bounces, the reaction was powerful, but then it broke. There was no confirmation to take any shorts, but it moved up, closed over the 36, and now you have the same trend line, just with a little bit of different angle. Doesn't really change much. And yes, still longs as long as the 36 is holding, as long as the price does not give us clean setups below that line. And because it moved up quickly and reached the highs, you have to watch carefully at those highs coming from the daily chart, but mainly because you are swing trading and it's a powerful trend. Now your next target is the 180 area. This could be another 300 to 400 points from where the price is now. Okay, always keeping in mind that you follow the main trend, the 36 EMA, and higher highs and higher lows like always. USD CHF, some of our guys trading on this small practice account here. It's live but small lots, and you'll see price reached the highs, and because of that they took some shorts, they took also bounces, and they hedged this position up with about 120 points to see what's going to happen here. So if that is moving down more, you can get rid of the longs if anybody hedge this, and then of course focus on the shorts. But look at your charts first. Okay, yes, it was a hedge and a bounce trade too short, but the main trend is up, and again the price bounced on our support line in the area where you want to look for setups anyway. And that's why the guys took also here a long and hedged up the whole trade with about 100 points, which means whatever it does, this makes 100 pips with the remaining position. Okay, but if that gives any signs of weakness, so you get rid of either longs or shorts and keep the other position, make more profits there. For now it's still longs, bounces here, and watch closely for setups, especially when you see the price creating a new high on this pair. Of course, then you know you have to look for new longs and target the next resistance areas. Now if that line breaks for good and you get setups, you want to short this, and then on the weekly chart really target the 200 EMA, the 36 EMA in combination with previous highs and lows from last year. But that won't happen in a day, so we have time. Australian dollar, US dollar still pointing down, still bouncing on major resistance. As long as we don't have any retracements here to resistance, even by checking the lower time frames, it's still all down, down, down. Even drawing an angle like this or drawing the line like that, having your nice 2-3 touches and resistance. The 36 again is the guide, only shorts, and now there's no setup anyway. It's over. We had our setups already in these areas. Price has to come back, bounce on this. Ideally, I would like to see the price coming back to my daily line and to the 36, and then I start thinking about new setups. So if you're short, you focus on the shorts. If you don't have any trades, you wait for the price to breathe out, to reach an area of resistance, and then you do your thing. Okay, cable again, great new example. Price retraced, hit our resistance area. Simple stuff, but you have to practice a little bit to get that right. A little bit practice, that's all you need. And again, bounces. Price is following still this powerful main trend coming from the weekly and daily chart. Now, if that low, we have to break, we have to see the lows breaking. If the lows are breaking here, of course, we can look for new targets. That would be 100, 54, 55. In extension down here, the lows from May 2013, 150, or even the 148 area over the long run. We don't have any retracements on the weekly, which is a little bit, I wouldn't say concerning, but you watch closely because you never know. This could happen very, very quickly if the lows are not breaking, like also on other pairs. Suddenly we get a big reaction and the direction changes. So we watch very closely. But as long as the lines are there and as long as price is bouncing on major resistance, you don't want to trade against main trends. CAD yen daily. As you see, yes, it's a big uptrend. It retraced already, but we don't have any history here, so we cannot draw any new lines. Right now, we have to watch probably the 4-hourly chart and see if that stays. Yes, we have a little bit of resistance. Now it's the weekend. Let's see. It's Sunday today. Let's see if that really moves lower. So if we can get another, we already had a setup here, right? Not easy to spot. You actually have to go to the lower time frame, to the 1-hourly chart. So we had already set up. So it would be great if we can have a clean, clear setup also on higher time frames. Bounces and everything worked great, but we want the confirmation. That means a 4-hourly setup would be great. Below that it's also visible. If you're already short, you know what to do. You can target the 36 EMA if that breaks the previous highs here from, what was it, September 2014. Don't forget that that's an uptrend, and as long as this price sitting on the 12 EMA, as long as it's sitting there and not really giving us new setups, you be careful with the shorts. Wait for clean setups. Euro yen still pointing up, pushing. Let me show you here. There we go. It already broke the highs. Okay, the previous high here. Our trend lines. You can draw your new. I mean, we had the lines here. You had to change the angle because of the range. So you have horizontal support in this area. Price bounced on its spiked move up. So yes, we expect at some point a retracement of 1, 2, 3 on that weekly chart. But again, as long as the 12 and the 36 is holding, in this case the 12 is very powerful, only longs. The high will be interesting next week to see if the price can break 149. If yes, of course you stay in and keep your longs. Otherwise, zoom in a little bit to your 4-hourly chart. You can draw a line like this, or like, it doesn't really matter, because you had this little range here. As long as this is holding, you have to focus on longs. The price is not an area where you want to trade. You need to see it retracing, so probably Monday morning. Gold, silver bouncing both at resistance. Okay, we had this here. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Price is pushing. It cannot move high, and then usually the reaction, you had your break here of your trend line. closed below, and then the reaction was very, very powerful. And I told you in the live room that I do it only on daily charts. So when we get a setup here, I will take it on silver and gold. I actually took it on gold, not on silver. Silver looks even better, or almost the same actually. It looks good so far, right? So ideally, if you look at your weekly chart, this could move down. I don't have much history here, a lot still, yeah. So leave it as long as this is pointing down. What we want to see is a new low on the chart, maybe, yeah. I'm not sure, but 1,120 is a good target for now. See how the reaction will be there. Same on gold. It's pointing down. Just focus on the shorts, right? There's nothing to hold you there as long as the bounces are powerful on the resistance. You want to take the shorts. Ideally, we'll see a new low on both of those products, gold and silver, next week. GBP CHF. It's not a nicest chart. It's still on the weekly. It bounced on the weekly, bounced a little bit, but it's in between those areas. So I would say, yes, you took the bounce, the 633 trend lines and everything. When it reached the middle of this range or wedge, like always, you take out most of the profits. As long as this is holding, you're good. But if you see it's breaking that, get rid of any longs and wait for the reactions down here or up here, okay? And then we have also Australian dollar, the New Zealand dollar. This one is pointing down. We have a very powerful weekly and daily support line here. So if that is pushing towards this area, you have to take your profits, part of the profits out. I would say you look very closely. If you see it spiking here, you take out most of it, and maybe you get a bounce long to trade this pair in this area. So you need to wait a little bit, about 60-70 points, but watch closely. GBP/JPY in the wedge on the 4-hourly chart, still pointing up daily, weekly. This is just still the powerful uptrend, like the euro yen, because it's in this wedge, and the wedge is small, about 50 points. Only aggressive intraday and scalping traders want to trade in between those areas, and everybody else waits for breaks and new setups. Okay, USD CHF we did already. Australian dollar, yen, still pushing up. We had the powerful bounces there on the weekly. If you draw your line like this, it's close to the 36, so we need that to touch this if you want to bounce rate in combination with some horizontal areas here. But watch closely, because you had already a 4-hourly, so didn't really touch. It was probably 70 points to target 90, so it was not qualified to short on this time frame. And now it's touching again, failing. You might see another break of this, but then again it's too close, so only lower time frame entries. I wouldn't touch this for shorts right now, to be honest, because you want to see the price maybe bouncing here, and it's a powerful long trend, uptrend. So yeah, focus on longs. USDN still pushing up. You see what we said here last week, up or down if we get the bounces, and it decided to move with the main trend again. Yeah, you can draw the line. It started to range there in this area, and what happened? Price moved a little bit lower, bounced again, moved back up, trying to test the highs now. So you can draw a line like this and see if you get a setup there, and if you do, you know what to do. Focus on the main trend for now. It's still up. Yeah, so all longs would be in favor, of course. I think that's it. Yes. No, one other pair quickly. It's already 20 minutes. Sorry for that. You had a lot of bounces here. So you have your channel in this downtrend. Now it's a range, but a channel. It's you don't have a clean direction. You see the last time price hit the extension of this line, it bounced again, and the reaction was about 200 points. Yeah, so right now you don't touch anything until it's reaching resistance again, or sorry, support again. In between, it's not for you. Let everybody else do those mistakes. You don't want that. Okay, now a quick reminder before I finish. On December 8, 9, and 10, we have our 5-minute fund manager course, and we got a lot of emails and already a lot of people sign up for it. So we want to extend only for another 48 hours our offer. That means that you get $50 off. And the reason we do that is because some of you tried to purchase and you had some issues with your credit cards, or you wanted to join, but there were some technical issues. So it's okay, we can extend it, but only for 48 hours, and it will go up to $197. Okay, if you have any questions about that, please send us an email. And as I said before in my video and the emails I sent to you, you don't want to miss it. It's very, very, very important in the last workshop for this year. Anyway, okay, great. So I hope to see you next week in the live room, and I catch up with you soon. Thanks and bye.